What if I told you the fastest way to solve coding problems is to not code at all? Let me explain. Most people, when they see a problem, directly start putting their fingers on the keyboard. They start typing and typing and typing without having a real idea of the direction they're going in. And this is a big mistake that's holding a lot of people back. In this video, I'm going to break down what you should do before even typing a single letter onto the keyboard, as a strong approach to the problem will greatly increase your problem-solving efficiency and accuracy. Step 1. Read the problem carefully. Most people will just glance at a problem and then start typing, and that's why they get stuck later. Make sure you've read the problem thoroughly before you even start doing anything. It is also in this step where you find the key constraints and limits to the problem. For example, a limit on n will tell you about the time complexity that you'll need to solve the problem. Let's look at this problem as an example. After reading the problem, there are a few things that immediately stick out to me. Number 1 is that n is between 1 and 1000. This means that a time complexity of O(n) squared would still be feasible for this problem. Another thing I see is that pi can range anywhere from 0 to 10 to the 9. This means that, for example, creating an array of 10 to the 9 integers or looping between all integers from 0 to 10 to the 9, we can't do these things because the time or memory limit exceeds what USACO allows you to do. Now that we've read through the problem carefully and identified all the key constraints, we are ready to move on to the next step. Step 2. Simplify the problem. While this may seem obvious, a lot of people neglect it, and it costs them. Lots of problems have a ton of fluff, whether it's about Bessie needing milk or Farmer John playing tic-tac-toe. This stuff is unnecessary, so get rid of it. Step 3. Brainstorm and approach. Now that you've identified the limit of the problem and you've simplified it, it's time to think of the best solution. There's no code here, just strategy. For many problems, you'll immediately see a really easy solution, but most of the time the time complexity of this solution is way too large, and it just won't run in time. This is where strong pattern recognition and practice comes in. The single most important thing you need to do in this step and the next is to put your pencil to the paper. No matter how easy the question seems or no matter how good your thinking is, it is crucial to get your thoughts out onto the paper. This step eliminates tons of unnecessary mistakes and makes you think much more thoroughly about the problem. And this is also where people who start coding too early fail. They fail to think thoroughly for a strong solution, and as a result get stuck in unclear thinking and 100 lines of code that they're not really sure what it does. You need to think smart and creatively, which is the hardest part of it all, but with consistent practice, this step can set you apart. The fourth and final step that you must do before you start coding is making sure that you have a rough outline for your solution. If you already know all the steps, the code will practically write itself. You don't need to know what each line of code looks like exactly, but you do need to have a clear idea of exactly what your code is going to do and the steps it's going to take to do that. This could be done with pseudocode, diagrams, or whatever you feel gives you the best idea of how to do your code. Think of this like a blueprint to your house. You can't just start building your house without any idea of where you're going. You need to know how you're going to build your house and the steps you're going to take to do it. You don't need to know where your hands are going to be at every single second. This step is also crucial for spotting mistakes in your own logic. Oftentimes while doing this step, you'll see many gaps in your logic and you'll notice the inefficient parts of your code. Whereas those who start typing immediately get nowhere. Their house falls down while they're building it because they forgot to account for something crucial. I've done it, you've done it, we've all done it. All of us have written code at one point and then gotten stuck because we weren't clear in how we were thinking. By following these steps, you'll be saving yourself so much time and learning so much faster. So give it a try and you won't be disappointed.